Hey, hi, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren. I used to be a librarian and now I talk about books on the internet. And for today's video, we are going to do a super rapid fire November reading wrap up. This super rapid fire reading wrap up for October. I've got my story graph pulled up. I will put an image of my wrap up here. I read 37 books for a total of 13,993 pages. My average rating was a 4.34, which is crazy. I don't know what nonfiction I read. Oh, one picture book, I guess. I apparently read 97% fiction and 3% nonfiction. So the books that I read were romance. Second most common was young adult. Third most common was contemporary, fourth most common was fantasy, and fifth most common was dystopian. So my highest rated reads were And the River Drags Her Down, Good Spirits, and Business Casual. I went down a rabbit hole of reading many series and many authors this month. So first, let's tackle some series. I continued my reread of the Shatter Me series. So I read Shatter Me, Unravel Me, Find Me, Unite Me, Ignite Me, Restore Me, and Defy Me. I listened to those on audiobooks because I do want to read the newest book, which is Watch Me, I think. I'm still waiting on my hold for Imagine Me. I am first in line. So if I had gotten that sooner, I would have finished the whole series last month, but unfortunately that just didn't happen. I'm really hoping that comes through today. Fingers crossed. I also decided to reread the Twilight books because I bought the special edition of Twilight, which I should show that here. Hold on. This book has got to be one of the most beautiful books that I own. Wait for the sprayed edges. Can you see? And then, so cute. I did not buy the new box set. It was the 20th anniversary of the Twilight series. I have not read this since college, so this is not my original set. I got rid of my original set because I knew I never wanted to reread them. And I was right because I listened to all of these and I had not a good time. But I still am going to reread, well, I'm going to read for the first time Midnight Sun, and I need to read the novella. That's a November problem. But yeah, this was the bulk of my pages in October, and I did not have a good time. Two of the Amari books, I have the third one to listen to, but I accidentally started re-listening to Elsie Silver last week, so I didn't get to it. But I listened to Amari and the Night Brothers and Amari and the Great Game. This is one of my all-time favorite middle grade series, and I actually had not listened to this one, or maybe I did. The third one I definitely have not read yet, and I'm really excited to get to it. It is like Men in Black, magical school. There's a lot of intrigue. I love this series. This was the first book I read of the month. We have People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. This is a special edition. This is the standard. I tabbed her so much. I loved this book. I want to reread it so badly. Yeah, I want to read the rest of her backlist. This was so sweet, so fall, so atmospheric, so small town. Such a good time. Speaking of small towns, I also went down a B.K. Borison reading rabbit hole. So I read all of the Lovelight Farms books. This was my second time reading Lovelight Farms and first time continuing the whole series. I had so much fun. I was originally going to like rank these and be like, oh, this is, you know, this is the #1 man for me, but I just don't know. I don't know which one was the best. Actually, I really think this one was. In the Weeds, I think, was my favorite. But then I also read her new release, Good Spirits. I loved this so much. This might be my new favorite book by her. I did not reread First Time Caller because I'm going to reread it closer to the release of the new book. Next, we have some random books. We have Once Upon a Demon's Heart. The artwork in this book is so cute. I love it. I also read Bride. I accidentally did not read Mate, but I will get to that in November. This is not my favorite Ali Hazelwood. I don't love it, but for the sake of reading all of her books, I read it. I didn't hate it, I just didn't love it. And then this book I've had for so many falls, and I finally decided to listen to it, and I did not like it at all. It's called The Simplicity of Cider by Amy E. Reichart. Then we have some banned books, week books. So I have My Lost Freedom by George Takei. This is about his time in a Japanese internment camp in the 40s in the United States. Super relevant. Then we have A Lesson in Vengeance by Victoria Lee. I had a really good time with this. This is perfect dark academia. Witchy, queer, we love it. Then I read Fahrenheit 451 for the first time by Ray Bradbury. I have read some of his books in the past. I read The Halloween Tree and something else that I can't think of. But this was a good time. I think it's definitely a classic that is worth reading. And then I also listened to The Hate You Give and Concrete Rose. These are backlist at this point, Angie Thomas books. They're really hard-hitting. They're pretty hard to listen to because the subject matter is so serious. But absolutely, if you work with kids or like young adults, I think these are really good books to listen to gain perspective on life experiences that are outside of your own. Then I also listened to The Arc of What Fury Brings by Tricia Levenseller. I finally finished it. I love this. This is a matriarchal society, but not in a good way. It's like taking all the bad parts of the patriarchy and making them the matriarchy. So it's satisfying to read for sure. And then I have And the River Drags Her Down by Jin Yu Yun. This one I read last weekend as like a cozy hobbies reading vlog. I got this one sent to me from work. It is gorgeous. It is like, it's grief horror. It's very thick. The atmosphere is very thick. It's very like a folklore, but in modern times. I had a really good time with this. I loved it. Next, I accidentally read many Christmas books. Really. Many Christmas books. So I finally listened to The Gingerbread Bakery by Laurie Gilmore. This is the latest book in the Dream Harbor. This is the latest book in the Dream Harbor series. This was about Annie, and she owns a bakery. And then we have Max Sullivan, and he has always really liked Annie. They've had this like on again, off again situationship, and it finally comes to fruition in this. It was so good. I don't know if it's my favorite in the series because I've read them as they've come out. So I really want to go back like the next time a new book comes out, which I think is in the spring. I want to reread them all and just like I did with B.K. Borison and just really experience them all. Then I listened to How My Neighbor Stole Christmas. This was a reread in anticipation of Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal by Megan Quinn. Guys, Megan Quinn, if you know, you know. Her books are so good. These really put me in the holiday spirit, honestly. And they're so filthy. They're so filthy, which makes them fun. And finally, I, on a random Tuesday, decided, hey, I need to reread some Elsie Silver books because Wild Side and Wild Card are on my like 10 before the end list. And I was like halfway in the middle of this book since it came out. So I needed to finish it. So I decided to audiobook them all. So I listened to Wild Love, which was a reread. Wild Eyes was a reread. And then Wild Side was a new to me read. In November, I'm going to listen to Wild Card. And then I'm going to wait till December to read the rest because her audiobooks are finally not exclusive to Audible. So I was able to put a couple on hold through Libby. So that's great. I won't have to spend $1 million to listen to books that I already own. So that was kind of like how I ended the month. That was a lot of reading. I did so much reading. I will say This was probably my favorite. This Amari is always a favorite. People watching. If I could start every reading month with a book that is as good as People Watching, I really wish I could. Voice is starting to crack now, so, and it's actually too hot to be wearing this heavy sweater. So, thank you so much for watching my October reading wrap up. I think I really want to start doing these like weekly reading wrap ups, because I think I'll have more to say about the books as I'm reading them, and overall wrap-ups are just exhausting. Anyway, if you film reading wrap-ups for your channel or for Instagram or whatever, let me know how you do it, because I would like to format these better. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. If you want to let me know you were here but don't have anything to say, leave me a pumpkin emoji down in the comments, and I'll just see you in my next video. Bye!